Yes, yes, yes. Got a good one today.
I've been on my grind just to live it out.
Why you look nervous?
Say what's on your
You're not
mind
nervous, are
just
you?
to hear it loud.
I'm alive.
Everybody
In the
knows
beginning.
me, really that's the
First
who me.
podcast.
Going through some
It's
changes
awesome, bro.
right
The
now.
hour's gonna fly by.
I've been
It-
on my
it
grind just
always
to live it
flies by.
out.
You're like, damn, yo,
Say what's on your
like,
mind just to hear it loud. Everybody knows me, really that's the who me.
YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, iHeartRadio, everywhere you can find it. Yes, 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 and we are back with another episode of the Dope Individuals Only podcast. I'm Erik, the host, and I'm up here with another dope individual. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Jay Millie, president of We Different.
Jason Solarik, Vice President of We Different.
Yeah, we got heavy hitters in the building today, man. Definitely got some heavy hitters. Yo, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
No doubt.
I know y'all busy and everything. Got a busy schedule, big organization that you guys run. Yo, I want to jump right into it. Where'd the idea of starting We Different come from?
We started in a local NFL Play 60 flag league. We won every game there. And after that, one of our moms, Melissa Yost, she said, yo, why don't we enter this tournament? Because we ended up blowing through everybody. So we entered the tournament. There was an organization called the Old School. They were known as a flag football organization.
Okay.
So once we beat them, we won a tournament. We were like, wow, okay, let's go to the next tournament. She got us in another tournament. We got in there. We won that tournament. It was up in New York. It might have been Rally at the Valley at the time. And next thing you know, the national standings dropped, and we were ranked number 1 in the nation after 2 tournaments.
This is the 9U team.
This
I'm
is
at the 10U
This
team.
is the 10U team when
10U.
they were 5 and 6U. So we
Holy
had
shit.
some 11U players who were 6U, and then like Jason and 7 of them were 5U.
Okay.
But Kai and Batman, his grandson, and Kwalik and players like that, and my older son JJ, they were 6U.
Yeah.
So we had majority 6U and some 5U. And like I said, we were ranked number 1 in the nation after 2 tournaments. And now
Wow.
we started to really pay attention to this flag game, and it just blew up from there. We just kept going. We ended up going to nationals with the number 1 target on our back. I mean, everybody wanted to beat us. We had no idea what we were in for. No idea.
We started a couple years after, maybe 2 years after you had already gotten We Different off the ground. And I remember playing against you guys for the first time with Wolfpack.
Yeah.
And I seen what you guys did. Like, I watch all the videos on
Yeah.
Facebook and everything. And the first time we played you guys, I was like, okay, that's the measuring stick.
Yeah.
And so it's funny you're talking about we
Yeah.
got the target on our back. And us, we were like, yo, that's what we're trying to get
That's
to.
the blueprint. Yeah. So that came with our first year going down in Florida. We thought we were big and bad. Honestly, we were like, yo, we're number 1 in the nation. We're running through all these tournaments. We did have some losses, but we were like, we know how to win.
Right.
And we went down there, and there were some teams out there that we just were far behind.
They come out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
These guys come from every corner of the world, bro.
Yeah.
Like what? You were running into teams that were throwing the ball already at
Yeah.
like 5, 6 years old.
And then once we came back that following year, as a 6U, we were on that.
Type of time, yeah.
We were reading from wristbands, no huddle at 6 years old, fast tempo, same formation every time we lined up. You didn't know what play we were running. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. And
it's
it just blew up.
incredible what you guys are able to teach these kids because, I mean, my son does it as well. He's been doing it since he was 6 years old.
Right.
And they started wristbands, I want to say, when he got to like 7, 8 years old. So we're like a whole year behind.
Yeah.
You guys got 6-year-olds,
Yeah.
5, 6 years old.
Yeah, we were doing that at 6 years old, no huddle offense. We didn't have to be on the field. We were doing fast paced, no huddle offense at 6 years old. They're reading the playbooks. I don't even have to be there. I can just call the play out. They'll go out and they execute it.
Wow. That's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
What I really want to know is where the hell do you keep finding these kids? That's the real question. My man got an Amazon factory.
That's funny. So, winning does help a lot.
Yeah.
Winning does help a lot when it comes to bringing that kind of talent to your organization. A lot of people have joined We Different because they see what that 10U group has done, and they are the blueprint. So they want to be part of that, and they want to learn from that. So being that we have the formula, if you wish, we had that baseline there, so they know that what the product that we're going to put out there is not going to be garbage. We're going to put out great talent.
Yeah.
And a lot of times too, we have generations of it.
Yeah.
Like the shades. There's 3 shades. The Milans. There's three, 4 levels of the Milan. You know what I'm saying? There's so many levels where people have multiple kids. He has a grandson that's 11U, then he has Haylani who's 5U. So there's a big gap.
Yeah.
Gabe just had his 4th son. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, we have generations of this
kids, yeah,
going and going.
And that's what I was going to ask you about that too, because you guys have kids starting this flag football where they're playing in competitions at 4 years old, competing against 6 years old. Yeah. And like I've watched some of the 4-year-olds. They look like 4-year-olds out there, but they go out there and they compete. Yeah. And like, how do you get 4-year-olds to be that invested in this? Because I have a 3-year-old son who's about to turn 4, and I probably couldn't keep his attention on something for more than like 30 minutes. But you guys got these kids out there balling all day.
Every kid's different, you know. Just because one son got on a path at a younger age doesn't mean your next son's going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody's has their own way of going about their thing. So the best thing about it with the 4-year-olds and the younger groups is repetition. Repetition. It might seem boring, it might seem whatever, but repetition and keep going over it, they're going to get it. What'd you say, the sponge?
Yeah, the sponge. When Millie first asked me to come upon the team and to help coach, I really didn't know enough about flag football. He says to me, all we got to do is teach these kids their brains are like sponges. They're going to absorb it. And it was repetition. And, I mean, as you could see, this 10U team right now with all those repetitions of where they are in the world today. But that's the kind of thing we pass down throughout the whole organization, not just one team. Every kid deserves that chance to have that limelight out there, and that's what we devote our time out there for.
I can tell. And you guys have, what is it? I think you're up to what? 3 8U teams now?
No, we don't want to go more than 2.
More than 2 for each.
So we have
each
our
age bracket.
team. We have our Mafia team. We don't want to go more than 2 when it comes to all age groups. I really lost count. I didn't really write down how many age groups that we have.
That was one of my questions.
I really don't
I'm like,
know.
because you even got girls now.
Yeah, we got girls.
Which is even more impressive because we grew up in a time where girls didn't play football. Right. And you see it more now. Mm-hmm. Like, I know Mexico has, like, a really big following for the girl flag footballers and things like that. But, like, around here in this local area, a lot of the girls, like, that's still something that isn't very normal. Right. You know, you have you guys. I think the academy has a couple girl teams as well. But other than that, see? So, you know what I mean? Do you think this is something that is going to continue to grow, or do you think this is more, like, experimental at this point?
Yeah, first, my sister, she has the girls' ages. We're one organization, but she handles more of the girls. Okay.
Give them a shout out. What do you guys call them?
She different.
She different.
Yeah, she different. You know
I like that.
We different with the boys in the co-ed side, and then we got she different for the girls.
That's fire.
The name is fire. You know what I'm saying? The girls, they put in a lot of work. They're getting better every time they're out there. My sister as well. She's learning as a coach herself, and it's a fun thing to watch them go from the bottom all the way up to the top. Whether it's the 8U girls from last year that ended up winning Worlds, to how they started back in August, to all the way to the 17U that we have now.
Wow.
They're 17U girls. Yeah, they're out there. They had their first tournament in Maryland, I think, last weekend. They did all right, but they have a lot to learn because you're hopping in a very competitive age group. Yeah. When you get to even 10U girls and up, it's not the same as 8U and down or 9U and down. Even with boys too, but girls really like
they pretty much eliminate the run at that point. It's like you got to know how to cover. You got to know
because the closeout speed's different. Yeah. But my sister, she took a huge challenge. You're talking about coming in here and coaching. Last year was 12U girls, and you got teams like THT, you know what I'm saying, who are established, who got girls in the pipeline that are going to college for flag football.
Holy shit.
So these girls really know how to play. They understand the game. They have IQ, all this other stuff. And we just threw a bunch of girls together that never really played. You know what I'm saying? Like, my niece played a year, if that. Azariah jumped around. She's the most experienced one. Mackie's daughter, she's the most experienced one. But it was a very hard challenge, for sure.
It sounds like it, especially like you said, when you're getting into an arena where these people have been doing this for some time now. How do you find the right coaches for these kids? Because we know that we could find people who watch football, but how do you also need people that can connect with these kids? Because that's the biggest part, like to really get them to trust what you're saying as a coach. That's not always easy.
Yeah, it's not easy at all. We don't like we said with the players. We don't just want to I'm not calling the kids trash, but we don't want to just throw bodies out there.
Yeah.
We don't
It's
want to
competitive.
do that. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We're taking people's parents' money and their time. We don't want to just throw bodies out there just to say they did a tournament.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that the kids understand what they're doing. They know they can compete, all those type of things. So when it comes down to coaching, we need a coach. We like to pick coaches that are very understanding and take criticism. If you want to get better, you got to take criticism, including myself, including him. It goes for everybody. You know what I'm saying? We got to be willing to be coached ourselves to better the kids. Because if we don't do that ourselves, then we're not going to grow as a coach. I'm still learning as a coach.
Yeah.
As many rings as I won, you know what I'm saying? I'm still learning. He's still learning. We had mistakes just last tournament that we're learning from. You know what I'm saying? So we're always looking to get better. We're never satisfied. And in coaching, number one, you have to be willing to donate your time. You have to be in it for the right reasons. You can't be coaching daddy ball, stuff like that. You got to be willing to grow and willing to listen to be a great coach, in my opinion. That's one of the biggest things.
At this point, are you still coaching, or is it more of like an oversight thing? Because, I mean, you guys got so many teams.
That's a great question.
Nah, I'm still coaching.
You're still coaching?
I still coach my 8 and my 10.
Okay.
We help out with other age groups during practices and stuff like that. But this last month, I have been not stepping away from coaching, but I have been having to do other things because we're growing so fast.
Yeah.
We're going way so fast. So, like, we had our first couple weeks of practice. I'm up there in the press box in the field house, and I'm selling helmets, selling stuff. People need this, people need that. And he's down there for a couple hours. I mean, a half hour, not a couple hours. A half hour. And then I come down, and it's like, I'm trying to get down there, but the whole time I'm trying to do everything else
other
as
things,
well.
yeah.
Because we don't have, when it comes to that department of the organization, we don't have help when it comes to that.
I was going to ask, like,
The
does
girls
it
were the ones helping. My sister.
Yeah, and now they're coaching.
Yeah, now they're coaching. So it's different now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we also don't just trust anybody around our helmets, our Zenith stuff. We don't trust everybody around that. So
Yeah. That shit's expensive.
Yeah, exactly.
I paid for one of the freaking helmets before. It was like $70, and then my son lost it 3 months later.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, this shit don't grow on trees, bro.
Right, exactly.
Damn, I had a question. So as far as the organization, do you like where it's headed? What's the end goal here? Is there an end goal?
Yeah, so I love the direction that we're heading, but I just want more of our teams to win. As crazy as it sounds, we go to Summer Nationals, we'll have 6 teams win. We'll go to Summer Showdown, we'll have 5-6 teams win. We'll go to Beast East, we'll have 5-6 teams win. We dominate the circle, but I just want more of our levels to win or be super competitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want more of our levels to be at that level. So at the end of the day, we do all this to teach the kids a lot of life lessons and stuff like that, but then tackle football as well when it comes to the boys.
Yeah.
We're teaching regular football too. We're never teaching
only flag.
Only flag.
Yeah.
And that's a narrative that other people try to push. They say, oh, is Millie teaching flag or is he teaching football? But then when we go to tackle season and we go undefeated 2 years in a row, then it's like, okay, what are we doing?
We're
see
teaching
what we're
football,
doing.
bro.
Right, we're teaching football. We can go to 7-on-7 and never practice 7-on-7 day in our life. Not one day. Not have one 7-on-7 play. Nothing. Go out there with flag plays and edit a route to make it a regular football play. And we win every game in that too. It's like, come on, bro, we're teaching football.
I mean, you guys are working hard all the time. I drive past. Well, I used to. I don't see it as much anymore because I don't have to go over there. But I drive past like Shonersville Road, and you guys are out there damn near every day. It seems like. Or I go to the games, and you might not have a team in, but they're playing. The boys are playing football on the side. Like, I'm like, these kids bleed this shit.
Yeah, they really do. There's some field rats for real. Like, there's some field rats.
Does that make it easier as a coach knowing that you got players that are excited to go out there and compete? Because I know as a kid, you're like, I want to play some video games. I want to go ride bikes or whatever. But
yeah, so it might seem that we're out there every day, but we're not. We have so many levels, so it looks like Yeah, but we try to go 2-3 days a week. That's give or take weather, whatever the case may be. As the summertime goes and we start getting into tournaments every single weekend, we might only do 1 day a week when it comes to that and basketball and stuff like that too. So it might seem like we're out there every day, but we're really not. But when we hit the field, we hit the field hard.
Yeah.
And we really put the work in. Kids still have a life. Kids still play other sports. Kids still play basketball and all that. So they still do other things. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's flag football or die with us. No. We encourage
other things.
Sports. We encourage multi-sport athletes. These kids are way too young to be narrowing down to one sport. They're way too young.
And I love to hear you say that because I know you were a multi-sport athlete.
Right.
You played football, you played basketball.
Track,
we were teammates one year, and everything like that. How has you playing football rolled into you being a coach of it? Because I know like it's a little bit different like when you step back as the player and then you have to become the coach now. Do you ever like have to kind of draw yourself back and be like, all right, look, like I'm not trying to live through live through you guys. I just want you guys to be successful. Because I've had that problem with my own son where it's like, I want you to be, we had a conversation about it one day where I was like, yo, how do you get your kids to move like that? And you were like, Eric, he's not gonna make everybody miss every play.
Right.
And like, but that was very, very hard for me to like get through because I'm sitting here and I'm watching a bunch of 8-year-olds run around. I'm like, Jason, all you got to do is go this way and you cut it back. You know what I'm saying? So
one of the biggest things I do when I'm coaching is I put myself in the kid's shoes. And that's one of the biggest things. And that doesn't mean at a tournament. That means like at practice. Like if I'm going to ask a kid to cover this and this, I got to mentally put myself there to see if it's even physically possible.
Right.
That's one of the main things that I do when we're coaching. As far as using tackle background or whatever to put into the kids, obviously you take all the knowledge that you learn from DB stuff and DB training and how to run routes properly. You input that into all the kids' stuff. But a lot of the kids, they love being out there. No kid that I know is being forced to be out there.
Right.
Not one kid. And they love it. Every day I pick up my kids from daycare. Daddy, we got practice today.
we got practice.
Every day. We got football today. We got basketball today. Every day. I tell them no. Rarely they'll be like, all right, cool. We get to chill. We get to play the game, whatever. And we don't, like, this week we're doing something, 3 days of flag, 1 day of basketball, then a basketball tournament this weekend. Last week, we didn't have a single practice of flag.
Okay.
Our 8 and my 10. We didn't practice at all. We were off. We took the week off. We relaxed. People did basketball. We did basketball twice a week. And other people did whatever they wanted to do. But this week, we ramped it up. We have a tournament this weekend. We ramped it up, hit it 3 days, and then I'll do basketball tomorrow. I'll get ready for my basketball tournament this weekend for We Different. And then the next week is when we get ready for Cherry Blossom.
How do you manage to have a life in all this? Because, bro, I know it's hard, bro. And for me, it'd be like, I'm running like on fumes over here. So how do you? Because I mean, you seem like you're extremely busy, like with the organization. You probably, I mean, I know you got your own kids. You probably got your own day job and things like that. Where the fuck do you find the time?
So he tells me all the time, we need a secretary, we need a nonprofit, an office, we need a phone for the organization, all that stuff. We just aren't there yet as an organization. Because a lot of people don't realize our organization is the cheapest around. When you really break down all the numbers, we're charging a certain amount per tournament. We don't charge registration fees, and we just make it the cheapest around for everybody to be a part of. That's probably another reason why we blew up so big. But as far as having a life, I stay busy so I don't get in trouble for the most part. That's what I do. I try to stay busy so I don't get in trouble.
I respect that.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect it because I feel you.
Right.
He's like, yo, man, if I don't even got to put myself in that position to even be questioned about anything. Right. So I definitely respect it. Now, as far as, I know you mentioned the fact that a lot of your kids are like their family members. How does that whole dynamic play out? Like, do you watch your boys like have these brotherly competitions, and how do you handle that too? Because
so every time I miss a practice, which is rarely, my nephew and my son, they fight every time. They always get down to it. Like
the big dog's not
here. They always get
yeah.
out of control. He calls me, yo, man, they're fighting. But when I'm there, it don't ever get that far. It goes from talking smack. But when I'm not there, one of them will swing on the other one. They'll tackle the other to the ground. He can tell you more about that.
Especially that age group, Tev and Jason, they're very competitive. Both of them, TikTok sensations. Tev,
Instagram.
I always do that.
He said it's one of them shits.
Yeah, but Instagram with Tev was like 3 million. Jason with 7 million views.
Holy shit.
Off of one clip. That's one play.
Are you talking about like of them actually playing football? Because I've watched a couple viral ones too.
And at the NFL tournament for the championship, Jason happened to get a highlight, and it went viral. 7 million views. He had like 5 million views before the month was out.
Wow.
Of that tournament. It actually got him a little playmaker.
Shout out Daryl Cummings, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out, yeah. My man be everywhere.
Shout out Daryl Cummings for the clip, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Zenith, because they are now a proud sponsor of We Different. You know what I'm saying?
Congratulations. That's big.
That's huge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've been trying with them for maybe 4 years now. And when we first won it, it was 2021, beginning of 2021, right after the COVID year. We won nationals at 6U. We were the Bengals. all of us had Zeniths. We emailed them, tried to get a deal, and the most they did was send us 4 helmets. Like,
Yeah.
they threw us 4 helmets. So this year we spun the block again, and Jason ended up getting that video that went viral, got 7 million views hit yesterday, and now Zenith hit my Instagram. Yo, we want to talk. We got some type of contract going, a year-to-year contract with them, so that's big.
That's huge,
But
bro.
it's
Congratulations.
definitely dope. You know
You
what I'm
guys
saying?
were the first one to jump on the scene. I remember when you guys showed up. It was when Jason was playing. My son Jason was playing 6U, and you guys showed up with the helmets, and you guys got these fire ass blue uniforms. I'm like, these niggas look cold, son. and I always wonder like for the kids, because I know like when I was like in high school, you show up and you got fucking like elite socks on, vapor cleats, and you're like, yo, these niggas are dogs. Like I wonder if it does the same thing for the kids. It's like psychological warfare.
Yeah.
Who designs the uniforms? Because like them Hawaiian one, you do them?
I do all
Oh
of them.
my God, bro, you got a gift, bro.
I do. A lot of people say that. Because we always drop bangers when it comes to uniforms.
Yo,
We always drop bangers.
the book bags are fire, like all of it, bro. I remember the one day you guys showed up and the kids had the orange like floral ones on, and then they were all tatted. I'm like, where these little kids get tattoos from?
Yeah.
And I was like, but like after I seen that, now I think that was that might have been like Beast of the East or something like that. I think we were out in Conshohocken, but after that, I started seeing kids pull up with helmets and tattoos, like trendsetter shit.
funny.
And I was like, and I've seen it with you too. Like I remember the one time you had on this big ass straw hat, and it looked like a Cowboys hat. And then I started seeing people at the next big tournament, and I think it was Massachusetts at this time when we went out to Harvard for the first time. And I see people out there with the big straw hats with the Hawaiian shit underneath, and I'm like, you know what I mean? I be peeping.
Right.
The one time too, I seen you had these big old fat slippers on. It kind of looked like a Angry Bird in a way. The shark ones, yeah. I'm like, where he find this shit at? I'm like, this the coolest dude on the planet, bro. And he just be walking around like some people be like, nah, these probably look crazy, look doofy, they mad big. You just be out there walking around these big ass shoes. You know what I mean? But after that, I started seeing people pop up again with
slides.
they weren't the exact same ones either.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody knew where to find your ones at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, where does the style come from?
I don't know. We just like to be different, for real. Like me and Jason, we just popped out on the scene with the raccoon, the raccoon's hat.
The raccoon, like the Russian
hat
shits.
with
with the
on
tail.
the back. We
Yeah.
just popped out with that, and I actually got him and Gabe one, but Gabe's head was too big. But yeah, we popped out on the scene with those, and a couple of our kids were like, yo, mom, I want one.
I want
You know what
one,
I'm saying?
yeah.
And it's all positive, you know what I'm saying? It's all love.
Honestly, I wanted one of them raccoon ones too. I was like, yo, them shits is hard.
What I like to think about it as, when you see that, like you just pointed out, like you see us with that, like something like a hat or something, people are looking at we different, and it's not just Jay Millie, it's everybody.
The whole thing, yeah.
So if you're noticing us, that's what we want. We don't care how you notice us. We're here for those kids, and that's what we want you to notice at the end of the day. Notice those kids. This year when we go down to Florida to play at the ESPN, there might be a team playing on every field down there by the time we get down there. Right now, I think there's like 30 fields down there.
It's more than that.
But I'm saying, like, the number-wise, there's 30 fields, like 1 through 4 on one. Yeah. There's like, we might have a team on every field
single
there.
one.
Because it goes 27 A, B, C, D.
Oh yeah. That's
But
right.
like, we ain't willing to do anything to get the eyes on us. Like, we ain't about to do no Lil Uzi and start painting our nails and start coaching. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't that desperate.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's dope though. Like how you guys like come onto the scene. I know for me, it's always like looking across. I'm like, yo, man, these little kids got swag, bro. Yeah, and they wear it. They not only wear it physically, but they wear it in the way that they carry themselves on the field. So I've been on the other side of having to compete against you guys, and the fans get fucking nuts sometimes. So how do you feel about the rap that you guys get from time to time with like the fans act a little crazy? You know, the parents are acting a little wild. Because I've been on the other side where I'm like, why are y'all screaming? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so first thing I want to say is, any narrative that anybody tries to push and says that our kids are cocky or they're disrespectful or anything like that, they're not. You know what I'm saying? If you come watch us, especially that 10U A's division, they're very, very humble. and they don't have to be. You know what I'm saying? They have the rights.
They
to
earned it.
really act crazy on that field. They can literally throw up the peace sign, do backflips in the end zone, because like half our team could do backflips.
Holy
They could do backflips in the end zone. They could be talking smack in these guys' faces and on some more of a 7-on-7 type of energy type of thing. They
Right.
can really do that because they earned that. They won worlds. They won national. They've done a lot of very high-powered things. Beast of the
Right.
East 5 times. You know what I'm saying?
We've never even won Beast of the East.
Right.
We made it to the championship game twice and lost both.
Right.
Two we different.
So I want to start with that. Like I just want to talk about the 8U. I mean the 10U in particular because they really are humble. They're humble as hell. You know what I'm saying? They're humble
They're
as hell.
extremely talented kids
Yeah.
too. So
As
I
far
get
as,
that.
as far as parents acting crazy, we don't hear it as much because we're on the field. If we ever hear anything like a parent's wilding, we always chill out. It's not, you know what I'm saying? We good. And they respect it because it's a family thing. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna respect me. I'm not gonna disrespect. They're not gonna disrespect me. I'm not gonna disrespect them. They understand. Everybody, we all need that smack in the butt sometimes. Tighten up, and we police ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So as far as like a rap, my loudest age division would be my 8U. They are my loudest age division in the organization.
It was
They
L's
are
Owen.
They are by far the loudest age division. They bring the energy. They try to give it all to the kids, and I like it. And they do a good job by doing that.
That team is ridiculous too.
Yeah, it's a roller coaster.
He says
It's a roller coaster with that team. You never know.
why do you call it a roller coaster?
You never know what
version of them
version of them is going to come to the tournament.
Yeah.
They've won Jets and they've won Summer Showdown, 2 huge tournaments.
Yeah.
$5,000 tournament that the Jets gave us, and then on the other end you have Summer Showdown who had a full pay bid and a half pay bid. So that's money on both sides. We're talking about around $800-900 in tournaments that they won. There were 2 big tournaments.
Yeah.
And then they'll go to like a turkey bowl and get smoked. It's like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So you never know what that age.
They're very emotional.
Yeah.
They're very emotional. I've
Yeah.
watched some of the kids like
Yeah.
they drop an interception and it's
Yeah.
like he can't let it go. Yeah.
Hey, we don't got to do all that.
It's like next play, bro. You're
Right.
gonna have more opportunities. If you
Right.
gave you the opportunity once, he's gonna do it again.
Right.
It's amazing what you guys do, bro. I want to see where we're at. I think I got through all my questions. So the overall takeaway that you want people to have is recognize the kids. What do you mean by that? Recognize the kids.
The best thing about recognition, there's a lot of stuff going on when it comes to flag for the future. When it comes to Junior Olympics, Olympics in general, there's a lot of stuff that like USA Flag has hit me up. I posted on Facebook maybe a year or 2 ago. They're watching, you know what I'm saying? So these kids keep doing good things and getting their names out there. They're gonna create paths for themselves, whether it's flag or not, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just to get eyes on themselves, freaking NIL deals, stuff like that coming. The 7 million views that my son got for NFL Flag Nationals, by the video by Daryl Cummins, Sleeps hit me up. Well,
Wow.
hit my son up, hit my son's page up. I run the Instagram for my son, and they sent him a care package already.
How does that make you feel, like as a father, like, because, I mean, my son hasn't accomplished exactly what yours has, but like I know just from what my son has accomplished, I'd be sitting there like, honestly, I've cried a couple times. It's just like, yo, man, I created this little motherfucker out there, bro, and look what he's capable of. So like, how does that make you feel as a father?
Very, very, very proud. But it's a weird thing to say, but we're just never satisfied. We're just never satisfied. But you are proud. Like there's very, very proud moments. The kids rarely get excited when they win a tournament.
I was gonna say, does winning ever like kind of get boring? Because
The winning really doesn't excite them. But when we won that one in NFL Flag Nationals, that's when kids got excited.
Yeah.
Every single kid got excited. They're jumping around, and they don't act like that. We watched them win Beast of the East and walk away like it was a Bethlehem Steelers tournament. You know what I'm saying? No
That's
bull.
crazy.
And we like, yo, get excited. I won. I said that to them multiple times.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, we're not satisfied yet. You know what I'm saying?
Holy shit,
So,
bro.
yeah,
You guys got some hungry little kids.
Yeah, they're hungry, and they tearing it up in basketball now. We hopped on the AAU scene.
I was gonna say, do you guys have a AAU?
It's the same kids.
Yeah.
It's the same kids.
Oh my God.
It's the same exact kids. There's no new kids on that team. We played in the tournament a week ago or a week and a half ago. We played up in the 5th grade age division. We were up by 10 in the semifinals and lost to a team that ended up winning the championship. we were up by 10. We couldn't break a zone. We still learning. We were up 14-4. They won 2-3 zone. Our kids scored 3 points the whole second half.
Wow.
Yeah, but once they learn it, they got it. You know what I'm saying? Like we play basketball when it comes to the city league, but AAU's different. You know how it is. So it's different. It's a different type of game. So we're hopping on that scene. We played up in 5th grade. We lost by whatever it was. We were up by 10.
Okay.
This weekend coming up again, we play in Kutztown. We're playing up in 5th grade again. We're gonna see what we can do.
Why do you put them in age brackets that are clearly they're at a disadvantage?
Yeah.
Typically it's in height too.
Right.
Because you got a bunch of ballers, but they're not always the biggest kids on the field.
So it wasn't intentional that we put them up in 5th grade the last 2 tournaments.
Okay.
They didn't have a 4th. Well, actually, no. The first tournament they had 6 4th grade teams and 2 5th grade teams. So whoever's smart idea was at the damn tournament, they decided to move all 6th graders up with the 5th graders instead of just moving the 5th graders up with the 6th graders.
Yeah.
So they moved us all up. So that's how that went. And then this past weekend, there's only 3 teams in it as of now. One of them's a 5th grade team, so they just moved the other 2 up. There's 2 4th grade teams, my team and another team, and then they moved it. So that's what it is right now.
Okay.
I would love to put us in the 4th grade division because we don't really do basketball like that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We'll get to work. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It is what it is.
At the end of the day, it's all going to be a learning process.
Right.
As far as you mentioned the NFL and the Olympics and things like that. How do you feel about that whole ordeal? Because I know they're thinking about sending NFL players to go compete in place of people who do this shit every day. Me and Leo talked a little bit about this. I want to hear your
I
perspective.
think the NFL guys will get smoked. I don't care what.
I agree.
I don't think.
I agree.
I don't care what anybody says. Oh, they train for a month, they'll be fine. These guys do it for a living.
Every day.
Every day. NFL guys, yeah, they can run routes, yeah, they can catch jump balls and all other stuff, but these guys pull flags. That aspect alone.
I think in the moves that you need to, like the hips, the usage of the hips,
It's different.
you don't have to do that in the NFL.
Nope.
You can run people over, you know.
Even with the Pro Bowl, we watched it, and they're not really doing nothing, but
Yeah.
they don't have nothing. They don't have no hip flips. They don't have to get dippy. They don't have to jump. They don't have to do any of that.
I definitely think that the NFL should at least allow regular people who do this shit on a regular basis to try out.
100%.
Because I think we could represent them. I think
Yeah.
we could represent the NFL.
Yeah.
The NFL at the Olympics. We used to do it with basketball. They used to have regular people before the NBA players started going in to compete at the Olympics. So
Yeah.
I mean, why not start the NFL shit like that as well?
Yeah.
I would definitely love to see regular people because, like, honestly, I think the Valley Goats team. like would be able to go up there and
Shout out
compete.
to Valley Goats,
yeah,
man.
shout out to the Valley Goats. I hate to fucking compete against y'all niggas, man.
We had a good run, bro.
I do want to hear why didn't that shake out as well as it could have?
Why didn't it keep going? A lot of our kids started playing. That was one of the main things.
Okay.
I tore my Achilles. I was done after that. I just went to coaching. I still could play, but that's not no joke injury.
Yeah.
A lot of people got into different things. Some guys started to go play with the 9-man teams. Some guys had money issues. Some guys were having kids. It just faded away slowly.
How was that experience like? Because you get some semblance of what these kids get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Traveling different places, going to
Yeah,
compete
yeah,
against
yeah.
people on the other side of the country,
Yeah.
shit like that. So what was that like as a player?
The cool thing was we weren't getting paid to do it, but we were making money off winning tournaments.
Okay.
So we weren't getting paid. Some of us took it, though. Some of us took it as like, we need this money so we can pay our rent. Some of us, that's how hungry we were. You know what I'm saying? That's what drives us to be so successful.
Right.
We knew some of us was banking on this money to pay that light bill, whatever it was. So, but the experience of traveling and going to Vegas and going to Tennessee and going to all these other places, it was dope because I've only done it as a AAU coach.
Okay.
And that was the first time I got on a plane. We went to Vegas. But to do it as an adult and do it with a group of guys who are your brothers and you're traveling, you're competing, it was fun as hell.
I
was fun as
believe
hell.
it, bro. I was watching all the lives. I don't remember where you guys were, but it was somewhere on the West Coast. It might have been Vegas.
It was Vegas.
And
The
it
background scenery.
Yeah, the
The scenery
background.
was
That shit looked like
crazy.
you were on another planet, bro.
Yeah, that was
I
crazy.
remember sitting there thinking, like, are they playing in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah. It didn't look like Vegas. The
didn't-
grass was green.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
And
Yeah.
then right behind it is like all these brownish mountains. You
Like,
know what I mean?
Mountains looked like they were carved out by hand.
Yeah,
It was beautiful.
And I'm sitting there watching it live, and I'm like, yo, like
Fight broke out.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like I realized like y'all really get into it when y'all go
sometimes.
down there. I watched the first time we went down to the World Championships. They had the men's going on along with the kids on the other field, and it seemed like every play somebody was getting ready to scrap.
Yeah.
just because like
they try to separate the kids and the adults because of that reason, and plus alcohol and weed and everything like that. They try to separate them, but some organizations that run tournaments don't want to separate them. They want to keep everybody together, knock it out in 1 week, 1 weekend.
Yeah.
But there was a good 4 or 5 tournaments where we just fought tournament after tournament after tournament. To even some of our coaches were like, "Yo, my wife's not letting me come." We just keep fighting. Yeah, seriously,
we just keep
fighting.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? One tournament we played in Jersey, we fought, and the dudes had to sit out for 1 game, and they came right back. We was like, "Yo, I'll come to this tournament every week." I remember hearing it. Yeah, I remember hearing it. You know what I'm saying?
At least they're not throwing out like they're like,
Yeah.
"Hey man, I'll sit for 1."
Yeah.
That's funny. So do you have like any overall thoughts of like of flag football? What could improve this circuit that we go on? And then I also want you, because I know we're coming up on the time, correct? What's the time at? Okay. What? It should say like a hour, minute.
A minute 35.
We're not at a minute 30. We're not at.
1 hour, 35 minutes, 50-something seconds.
Okay, the camera's still good? Yes. Okay. I do want to touch on this a little bit before we get ready to close up shop. So everything that you got going on now, you have some leagues starting and things like that. So where'd the idea come from? How many kids are participating in it? You know what I mean? And what's the goal of this that you're running?
I'm super excited for our league. I'm super excited for our league. One thing about me that people won't realize, I'm not scared to fail, but I don't like failure. That's one thing. I do not like failure. So I was a little hesitant. People have been asking me, "Yo, run a league. Yo, run a tournament." I've been asked those questions. I'm just like, I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So this year, being year 5, I really was like, "Yo, we got to make this stuff happen." You know what I'm saying? My man right here, Jason's like, "Yo, we got to do this, this, and this." So we started putting pen to paper, started asking people, "What do we need? What do we do?" Da-da-da. And our league has 204 kids, whatever the case may be.
That's an excellent turnout for year 1.
Hell yeah.
That's
it's
excellent.
huge because I remember asking an NFL flag director, "Hey, can I start an NFL flag league?" And they told me, "No, you're right there in the middle of GLVA, Palmer,
Yeah.
and you're right there in the middle of SPYA.
Yeah.
So to have a league there, it wouldn't make sense." Fast forward 2 years later, another league popped up in that middle area where I wanted to do it. So I'm like, okay, let me just do our own league and have our own rules. We won't even go through NFL. I'm not dissing NFL, but I'm just saying that's what we did.
Yeah.
So what we did was we took NFL flag rules and we took SHS rules, which is AFFL.
Okay.
Superhero sports. We combined them and tweaked them how we wanted to. And not only did we do that, we bounced on everybody's team. So I took my 10U, who is my face of my organization, my 10U team,
Yes.
and we separated every single player on that team to have their own team.
That's cool.
So
I said this that you guys should have done that.
Yeah.
It was like after you guys won the freaking league like 3 years, like 3 years in a row and shit. I was like, you guys should just start your own teams and then let's see who's the head honcho out of this.
So we did. There was 5 kids from my 10U team sign up. But
Okay.
Other 5 kids either played in different leagues or they didn't sign up. 5 kids signed up. They each got a team because there's 7 teams in the A division. Or 7?
There's 7, 1 girl, and then
Oh, yeah. So 7 teams for that 12U A's division. 5 of them got their own team. My sister got her own girls team, and then one of our 11U kids have his own team. 11U Mafia kid has his own team. That's how we picked the starting captains. As
Yeah.
yours. Then we just went through by A's division. 9U, boom, 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 boom. 8U or 9U Mafia, boom, 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 boom. 11U, 10U, and we separated like that. Okay. Well, this team has like a faster kid and a slower kid. This kid, they got 2 big kids. Let's move this kid over here.
Right.
Boom. So it all makes sense.
So you got like 7U kids playing alongside of like 10U kids?
No, so we have a 6U A's division, which is 3 to 6.
Okay.
That's 1 A's division. All balanced out teams. No 6-year-olds versus 3-year-olds straight. No. It's 3. Every team got a 3. You know what I'm saying?
You have a 3-year-old division?
Yes, bro. So then we have.
I'm gonna bring my son Isaiah
Then
over.
we have a 8U division, which is 8 and 7.
Okay.
Same thing. We picked 8s and 7 for all teams. You know what I'm saying? Then we have a 9U A's division that's combined it with 12.
Okay.
Because we when we started doing the scheduling and breaking up of the teams, we didn't know how many we were going to get, but we looked at how the teams were made, and they can all play together if they're all mixed together. So that's what we did. So we have 7 teams for that A's division.
Holy
then
shit.
Then at 17U, we have 2 executive teams. Executive put 2 girl teams in.
Like the charter school.
Executive charter
wow.
school. Shout out Larry Ford.
Shout
Larry
out
Ford.
to executive.
He put in 2 girl teams, and we have our 17U girl team, and then we have like a younger age of like 14U boys who's all mixed in there, and they're all competing against each other.
Oh, that's fire, man.
Yeah, it's
how
dope.
many are you capping the teams off at? Like 8 kids,
We
9
wanted
kids.
to. So we wanted to cap it at 9.
Okay.
We wanted to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And once we started picking the teams, I'm like, yo, I don't even have enough to have this division work. So that's we had to combine some teams.
Yeah.
So we wanted to cap it at 9, which we did for the most part.
Yeah.
Then I closed registration. You got a couple late stragglers. Yo, I want to play. Yo, I want to play. Yo, I want to play. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's a league. It's not a tournament, so maybe we can fill it up to 11, 12.
Yeah.
So that's what we started doing. We want no more than 12 besides my sister. She has 14 because it's her whole 13U, whatever it is. And then we capped it at 12 for the league because it's going to be 20-minute halves, blah, blah, blah.
That's so fire, bro.
Yeah.
Congratulations, dog.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of work.
It
but
is. We just got done. That's why we were like 5 minutes late. We were on the phone trying to get the schedule out. I got it posted. You can go on Zorts right now. Our schedule's on Zorts.
Oh, it's on
for the
Zorts.
season,
That's
bro.
good. My man is legit. If you guys don't know what Zorts is, it's pretty much how you find out all the tournaments going on all the way across the country, 707, 515. It's one of the main hubs for it, other than like NFL, flag, and shit like that.
Shout out Zorts.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, we're on Zorts.
You're doing some incredible shit, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it.
When you were a kid, did you ever think it would be like this?
We didn't even have flag as a kid.
Nah, I'm talking. Yeah, well, yeah. We only played in the fall.
Yeah, we didn't have flag. If we had flag as a kid, oh my God.
Holy
all we had was AAU.
Do you write your goals down?
He always says like big things come and stuff like that, but I don't have set goals per year. I'm not saying we're winging it, but we don't have like set goals per year. But yes, I told you we want to be even more competitive. No matter we're the best organization in the world, everybody tells us blah blah blah, but we want more of our teams to be up there.
Yeah.
We have maybe 5 or 6 teams that are up there at that high level. Like people know when we in the tournament, blah blah blah. We want more of our teams up there.
Of course.
So we have some stragglers and we have some roller coaster teams.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have a couple. I'm not going to call any out, but we have a couple roller coaster teams. We have some teams that we need to get up to par, and we have some teams that are really, really good. And we want all of our teams to be up there, and stay up there. You know what I'm saying? Those are one of our biggest goals, and we try to help every coach out.
But I
every
mean,
team
shit.
out.
There's room. Like how you go back to we're hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's room to go. There's room to grow because I know you guys are like at certain age groups have won a lot. I remember, what was it? Probably 2 years ago now, you had this little case and it was full of rings.
Yeah.
And it was like, and you were like first box done.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We're on third box now.
You're the third box.
We're on
You
the
know,
third box
and I
now.
think that shit held like 12 or 18 ring, 30 rings.
30 rings a
oh my
box.
God.
It holds 30 rings a box. We're on a third ring case, so that's more than 60 rings. Obviously.
Holy shit. And this like I said,
That's
this is like
only me.
2 yeah.
That's not the organization. So when last year when Mackey was winning with the 10U, I don't get none of those rings for the organization.
Wow.
It's very rare that I would get one because Remo's not going to have an endless amount of rings. You know what I'm saying, for flag football. Like,
Do you have a goal of, because I know when we were on Wolfpack a couple years ago, you presented the opportunity to join We Different since we go to the same tournaments.
Right,
where
right.
Typically we're playing each other in the championship game.
Yeah.
Like
And
one of us
we
is
practice on the same field.
practice on the same field. Like,
Yeah.
is that a goal of yours? Is to like incorporate the smaller organizations around here to be part of We Different?
We were as you've seen before, we tried to get Wolfpack come over. You guys were 7 at the time.
Yeah.
So this was 2 years ago, whatever it was. We tried to get Wolfpack to come over. It didn't work. You guys were a smaller organization, like to keep stuff in-house. I don't want to speak for you guys, but that's what I got from it. We don't want to just swallow up everybody's organization, but we want to give the kids the best opportunities, and we believe we have the best opportunities for the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Respect.
Yeah, that's all I say about that. You got anything you want to say? You kept tapping me.
I look at it this way, like you said about the smaller organizations. In my eyes, there is only one real true flag football organization in the East Coast of Pennsylvania, and that's We Different. You look at Storm, we brought them over. You look at Academy, where they at? They back with us. You know what I mean? Wolfpack, they had their opportunity. Never will happen again. They won't have that opportunity ever again. Okay, Will, you hear me? But anyway, at the end of the day,
I'm not sure if he watches the show
What I'm trying to
anymore.
get at, we had a gentleman that started off with us when we went to that first tournament he was talking about. He was a coach with us. After that year, he went somewhere else, Coach Reek, and he went over the academy and just came back, and we opened our arms to him. And let me tell you, I think it was one of the better things of him doing, because it really improved his son. His son's out there working with dogs right now, and his game has excelled so much already in the few weeks he's been here than the whole time he's been at academy. No offense to that organization, no offense, but here we different. I believe we different sharpens we different, and we walk away with different rings every time. That's the way to look at it.
That's a good point.
Even with yesterday, we 8U and 10U, we split into 3 teams. We were scrimmaging ourselves, but it was evenly split.
Yeah.
It wasn't just 8U versus 10U. It wasn't just 8 versus 10. It was a couple people from each team, because we run the same plays.
Yeah.
Give you a little something there.
It seems like it, though. It seems
only
like
8 and 10. Only 8 and 10.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, not everybody.
I was going to say across the board, because
Nah.
I'm like, all these kids come to the line, they're like this,
Nah.
they're hearing, you know what I'm
I
saying?
would love
So-
to have everybody run the same plays, but we don't do it like that. 9U has their own plays. They have a couple of our plays, but they have their own plays. A lot of teams have their own plays. But 8 and 10, we scrimmaged each other in a round robin with broken up teams, and everybody was getting work. It wasn't like your typical 8U versus 9U or your 9U versus 10U. It was scrimmage all within each other. It was dope. It was great work.
That sounds fire.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And that's incredible that you guys have. Sometimes, like, I've been part of Wolfpack for a couple years. We're no longer with them. We're with the Avengers now.
Oh, yeah, so you guys are locked in with the Avengers.
Yeah, we're
Cool.
with the
I definitely
Avengers.
seen y'all out there.
Yeah. So I like the organization. It was the ship has sailed with Wolfpack and everything. Big shout out to Will for everything that he
Yeah, I
contributed.
didn't know anything. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, but it was just the time was up. Damn, I forget the point I was
Should've
making.
came out we different. Hey, your son can ball, man. For
Thank you.
Son can play.
I'll be honest, bro. I love to compete against you guys.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I love to compete against you guys.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's still the measuring stick.
You could have competed in practice every single time.
Yeah. My son likes to compete against y'all
That's
too.
a good
though.
team that
Yeah.
joined. That's a great team.
Yeah.
That's a great team. That 9U team from Avengers, they won Beast of the East last year.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they went to 8U record, which was kind of weird. But yeah, they're a good team.
Yeah.
We actually just beat them. We beat you guys in March Madness. I wanted to play y'all ever since Turkey Bowl when y'all beat us twice. I don't know if you were on that team.
Nah, we played a couple tournaments with them last year. We went to the Redskins region, the Commanders regional, and we played in another smaller one with them just to like see how Jason would like the feel and everything, how the coaches were,
Right.
and he really enjoyed it. But those were the only 2 tournaments. And then this, the March Madness one was the first like real one with the 9U team and things like that.
Well, last year, my 7U, who is now 8U, we played up in 8U for Turkey Bowl, and Avengers beat us 13-6. Pool play.
That's close.
Pool play. Spun the block on them, played them in the championship, lost again 13-6. Been wanting to play them ever since. But Santa Bowl, you play your A's, blah, blah, blah.
He said, I want my get back.
Of course, bro. Of course.
I love it though. I love it though because
Of course.
there's been so many times where we go to tournaments and we run into each other in a championship game, and it's like somebody's taking the chip home back to the valley. At the end of the day, somebody. Listen, I done been on the losing side, but I've also been on the winning side of it. But it always feels good because at the end of the day, a lot of these kids are gonna go to school together.
Yep.
They're gonna play sports together,
They're
whether
in the
it's
valley.
football or something else.
They're gonna be in the valley.
You know what I'm saying? And they go to these tournaments, and in between games, they play football with each other. They build camaraderie. So even though they might not be wearing the same uniform, the love of the game is what brings these kids together. And ultimately, that's what it is truly about.
Yeah.
A lot of the closest friendships I've ever had and maintained were because of sports.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Hell yeah.
it's beautiful that we give them the opportunity to get something that we got out of life.
Hell yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
things like that. So yeah, man. But I love to compete against you guys too. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are the measuring stick. You guys are still the measuring stick. You
Appreciate
know,
that.
and that's why I really wanted to get you up here, because the things you guys have been able to accomplish in so little time is amazing. I've never seen nothing like it. And and there's still random times like I follow like highlight pages and I see you guys up there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, man, we get to compete against these kids.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
cool
yeah.
as fuck. There was one time, I'm going to put my wife on the spot because she's here.
Nothing wrong with that.
It made us a little bit upset. It was in the Bethlehem tournament.
Yeah.
And
The video.
And the homeboy and my son was diving for the flag,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he
yeah.
hit the floor hard. and Els threw up the peace sign.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, damn, man, got my son
and
on the
you-
highlight
you-
tape.
and you respectfully hit me up about that, and I told you like, yo, I didn't make the video.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it until you guys pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
It was pretty much nothing I could do at that point.
Nah,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
it's
But-
all love. I
but
told my son, I said, listen, if you don't like this shit, don't be.
It
I
comes
said,
with it.
I said, make sure you put yourself in a better position.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's back to the drawing board
And
because
I tell
ultimately,
my son the same thing.
Yeah.
I said, anybody get an opportunity to do that against you, they're gonna do it,
they're gonna do it.
and they've done it.
Yeah.
And we spun a block on them and mercied them.
Yep.
I promise you.
Uh-huh.
Bro.
The,
I
the,
promise
the
you.
get back feels great.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Unreal, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to. If either you're gonna be a dog or you're just gonna be a little pup.
Yeah.
Nah, you gotta bring it to the next level.
And in this circuit, you have to have that dog in you.
Right.
If not, you're gonna stand on the sideline and watch your dogs play.
Yep.
And
Walking away with no ring.
yeah, you're not walking away. And at the end of the day, if you sit out there all day, 6-7 hours, hot, cold, rainy, it doesn't matter what the weather is. We're fucking out there, bro. You know what I mean?
Time and money.
Time and money. And then, like, you're out there, you're soaking, you're cold, and your kids are starting to get brittle at the end of the day.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I remember the one day we were in a championship game up in New York. This was last year. It was the first Camoose tournament of the year. And the game came down to the sudden death rules. It was who could put the
Oh,
ball
yeah,
more
yeah,
yards. And we caught you guys 2 yards in the backfield. My bad.
Yeah,
2 yards in the
yeah,
backfield.
yeah,
And then we ended up losing a yard, but it was enough to
It was
win the game.
crazy.
It was the craziest game.
ending. And Will was like, "What?" I'm just like, "Yeah, y'all won."
My son was so confused. My son started crying. He's like, "We lost." I was like, "Jay, you won." He's like, "We won." And
It was to break it down to the people watching. It was a false start on my team's end. It was against my 9U at the time, right? Or whatever it was.
No, it was the actual age bracket.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the actual
Yeah, so
age
they
bracket.
you guys were 8U and they were 8U.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was
It
my
was the
9U.
Jalen team, but yeah.
So you guys we got the first opportunity to go to longest yard. Longest yard is whoever gets the most yardage on one play, they win. It was third overtime. So we ended up getting a false start, but on Eli, I remember that.
Yeah.
Eli did a false start. We go back half the distance because we're on the 5-yard line, so we lost 2.5 yards. They ran a play. All they had to do was take a knee. They ran a play, fumbled the handoff, and it bounced like 2 yards back. The ball bounced like 2 yards back,
was so
they got
close.
the win because they gained less negative yards
Less
than we
neg-
gained.
yeah.
It was crazy. I'm like, yo, y'all won, and it was crazy. I remember that.
Yo, that day was like unbearable. It just rained all
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
windy, and then it felt good to we left with something. You know what I mean? But it was wow, that was the weirdest win I've ever been a part of. I was like, I'm not even sure we can celebrate this shit.
Will said something like, yo, we're gonna play again or something like that. Like we're gonna have to do this.
Yeah,
again.
we got to do it
yeah,
again.
yeah.
But that's how that's why I love the battles because that's how much it came. It had to go to 3 overtimes just for us to get a winner. You know what I mean? And we both fuck up on the 2 plays we get. You know what I'm saying? It's like these kids battle and battle and battle. If you guys have never been out to one of these games, try to find one in your local area. They're in New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Florida, Pennsylvania. They're all over. But come out and watch these kids because the skill level that these kids have at 7, 8, 9, bro, I couldn't even imagine being that talented at their age. And I was good for my age, but I can't hold a candle to these kids.
I didn't start playing football till I was 9.
Really?
My
Oh,
mom didn't
you
let
were a
me.
late bloomer.
She said your bones aren't ready.
You're both.
My mom kept saying your bones aren't ready. She don't know nothing.
She don't
but
know-
I couldn't play till I was like 9, bro. And
May-
these kids
maybe
are
the
playing-
brain.
They're playing seasons and years. They've been playing flag football for longer than they've been alive. For longer than half the years they've been alive. Like my 10U group, they've been together since they were 5. They've been together for more than half of their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy.
Playing with the same people.
Group,
Like-
same sports. We're doing football, basketball, and I wanted to do it like that because I remember watching Emmaus when I was in high school. Emmaus did every sport together.
Really?
Emmaus did football, basketball, all their parents, everything. They did everything together, and it worked for them. I seen it work, so I like to do the same type of thing.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, you pretty much know this player. What was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it shows.
And
And-
there's definitely gonna be trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
You're gonna go through some stuff. Our family has been through some things, bro. Just that group alone, just that 10U group alone. We're talking, we have so many teams, but just that group alone, tears have been shed, threats have been made, fights done broke out, and it's just family. You go through shit.
Yeah.
You go through, but the real ones stick through it, come back, whatever the case may be, you get through it. That's how I look at it.
That's beautiful, man. I commend you both for running such a freaking awesome organization and being as accomplished as you guys are. I know it's not easy, especially like when the money ain't rolling in, when you're just constantly dishing out.
Yeah.
But like you guys see something on the horizon. There's like all this shit is worth it. A lot of people throw in the towel, especially like after you win a couple. You're just like, I don't need to do this. Like we're already ranked number 1, but you guys are like, nah, man. There's more out there. There's more to conquer and things like that. So that's awesome. I know we're coming up on the time. Yeah. Is there any final thoughts you want to leave the people with?
I just want to shout out all the parents that make this thing happen. You know what I'm saying? Without y'all parents, we wouldn't be able to do this.
Big shout out to the parents.
That's one of the biggest things. Shout out Flag Football Life for running their circuit and us being on it. Shout out Superhero Sports for them running their circuit and us being on it. That's the 2 biggest things I got. Shout out Bethlehem Steelers and the Boys and Girls Club over in Bethlehem as well. They both took us under their wing.
Shout out.
And we just want to keep this thing going. That's all I got. Jason?
I guess what I'd like to say is this sport, flag football, is the biggest growing sport out there in the last 5 years. They're giving out scholarships to colleges. You got the Olympics. You got it in the Olympics now. You got the Junior Olympics. This sport's growing so much, and it's a safe sport. Kids get to travel and see things that people in an everyday life out here isn't seeing, and the experience and bond and camaraderie that these kids gain each and every day amongst one another.
That's a fact.
We learn life lessons. We don't just teach football here at We Different. We teach life lessons. And if your kid likes to go out and watch a game of flag football, bring them out. Bring them over to We Different. We'll teach you. We'll breed them into being athletes, not just football players, athletes. That's what we determined our kids to be every day they come out here.
Facts. I love it. And you talk about the camaraderie. The only thing I could think of is whenever we go traveling, we got to stay at a hotel. and you got all these kids. You got a whole football team in your room, or you're at the pool, and you realize, like, wow, these little boys are some boys for real. Like, they body slamming each other. They're throwing each other into the water, all types of stuff.
Try going to hotels. You got a whole floor.
The whole floor.
You got a whole floor of your organization.
Of your whole team.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, out there. We almost got kicked out of a hotel. We had like 3 rooms on the block. Man, and they're in the hallway racing in the hallway, like up and down.
It's summertime. It's fun. The kids are around each other. It's playtime.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And we love it. We love that for them. You know what I'm saying? We love it. And that's why we do it for the kids. Like, they really have a life that they don't even understand how blessed they are.
Yeah. They don't. They don't have a clue, bro, until they're 20, 25, and it's over. Yeah. And you're like, bro, I done been everywhere. This is normal. That's funny that you say that, bro. When I was a kid, I played 8 games if I was lucky for the fall, 10 games if we went to the playoffs. These kids played 10 games in a matter of 2 tournaments, 3 tournaments. You know what I'm saying? Like, the amount of work that they get, the amount of time they get to spend around each other, and it's family time too.
And
you know what I mean?
With these kids, bro. Like, I remember I didn't even know anything past. It was called Killer Hill on 12th and Walnut. There's a Killer Hill right there.
I know.
I didn't know anything past that until like 10. I didn't go out of Allentown.
Wow.
I didn't know anything past that.
Yeah.
So once we start riding our bikes and everything, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this was up here. So these kids are traveling.
It's everywhere. A whole new world.
It's crazy, bro. Vegas, Harvard University, Hall of Fame. They're going Florida, University of Central Florida. Like, they're really out there, and we're getting these kids out there, and they're seeing the world.
Holy shit!
Crazy.
Do you guys have any plan to like leave the country? Like I said, I know like Mexico's like a big place where flag football is taking off. I see it more women's than men, but. Like, that's another country that's close. I know Canada, down at like the NFL flags, they had like world teams and stuff like
Canada,
that. So
they hit me up right around Worlds, right after Worlds. They hit me up like, yo, we really want y'all to come to our tournament. And I just telling them like, yo, it got to be beneficial. We don't want to just go out there and play like a Skamoog.
That's fucking
awesome.
Shout
out to Skamoog too. I forgot.
Yeah, shout out to Skamoog, man.
And I don't want to disrespect them when I'm saying this, but I don't want to travel to Canada to play a Skamoog.
Yeah,
it got to make sense financially. It got to fit our schedule. And what can you do to accommodate us for bringing these teams out there?
I was gonna say that's another cool thing you guys got. Like, you guys like have enough notoriety in Spain essentially to be like, hey, it ain't worth our time, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, man, that's really dope. Thank you guys again.
No doubt, man. Thanks for having us on. Can't wait till it airs, and I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
share it, share all that stuff.
Couple weeks, man. Couple weeks. I'll make sure when the clips start coming out, I'll make sure I include some of the kids' clips in it and shit like that, so people can truly see how gifted these kids are. Because these kids are ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
They do shit I can't even do, and I've been playing football for years. You know what I mean? Like when they're dipping and stuff, I'm just like, I could just hear everything popping. Like. But yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let them know where they can find you guys, get in contact with you guys.
Instagram, we different __ one word, we different __ YouTube, we different. I believe it's we different 187 or we different flag football. You can find us there. Facebook, just we different. Everything's gonna be one word. It's not gonna be two words for we different. Capital W, capital D. We're outside. We're everywhere, man. People know who we are. If you can't get a hold of us, ask somebody. They'll find us.
You'll see the hoodie and sweatpants somewhere.
You'll see it somewhere.
You'll see the hoodie and sweatpants somewhere walking around freaking the grocery store.
Especially after we make this league pop, people are gonna be buying stuff like crazy again. It's gonna be a whole nother dynamic.
I don't think you realize, man. You probably do. You got a fucking empire, dog.
Yeah.
It's amazing, dog. For real.
Bottom, man. We used to practice up there where y'all practice. Well, y'all used to practice.
Yeah.
Up there by the pull-up bar.
Yeah.
And we talk about it all the time. We drive by there like, damn, bro. We used to practice up there.
Yeah.
Now look, we don't even have enough room for us on a football field. It's crazy.
The growth is beautiful, bro.
It is crazy.
Yo, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you still amongst the stars. Peace.
I've been on my grind just to live it out. Say what's on your mind just to hear it loud. Everybody knows me, really, that's the whole